We're going to explain how to fix the could not detect default configuration classes error in JUnit 5 tests. This frustrating error typically pops up when JUnit can't find the necessary configuration classes to set up your testing environment. Let's walk through the most common causes and solutions. 1. Missing or incorrect dependencies. The most frequent culprit is a missing or incorrectly configured dependency in your write single quote pom.xml write single quote for Maven, or write single quote build.gradle write single quote for Gradle. JUnit 5 requires specific dependencies for its functionality. Make sure you have the JUnit Jupyter API, JUnit Jupyter Engine, and potentially other modules like JUnit Jupyter Params for parameterized tests included. Double-check the versions. Using incompatible versions of different JUnit modules can lead to this error. Verify your dependency tree to ensure that there are no conflicts or missing transitive dependencies. 2. Incorrect annotation. JUnit 5 uses annotations like @SpringBootTest, @ExtendWith, or @TestInstance to configure tests and control their lifecycle. Ensure you're using the correct annotations and that they are correctly placed above your test classes or methods. For example, @SpringBootTest is commonly used for integration tests involving Spring Boot, making sure you have the Spring Boot starter test dependency. A missing or incorrectly used annotation can prevent JUnit from recognizing your configuration. Pay attention to the placement. It needs to be on the class level for class-level configurations and on the method level for method-specific ones. 3. Incorrect test class structure. JUnit expects a specific structure for your test classes. Ensure that your test classes are properly structured and annotated. Ensure that your test methods are public and void and use the @test annotation. Avoid putting @test inside nested classes without explicitly configuring JUnit to accommodate this structure, as this can lead to the error. 4. IDE configuration issues. Sometimes your IDE's configuration may interfere with JUnit's ability to detect configuration classes. Check your IDE's settings, IntelliJ, Eclipse, etc., related to build tools, Maven, Gradle, and JUnit integration. If you have multiple JUnit versions on your class path, there's a high chance of getting this error. Ensure that you're using the correct JUnit 5 version. In your IDE, you might need to refresh your project or rebuild your project to ensure that the IDE recognizes the changes made to the dependencies. 5. Incorrect module structure. If you're working on a multi-module project, ensure that your test modules have the correct dependencies and are properly configured. Maven and Gradle modules need to be set up correctly. Make sure that the module containing your tests has the necessary dependencies defined and that the module structure is consistent. 6. Caching issues. Build systems, sometimes cache dependencies, leading to outdated configurations. Try cleaning your project and rebuilding it to clear any cached artifacts. This is particularly important if you recently made changes to your dependencies. In your IDE, there's usually a clean project or rebuild project option. This step often resolves issues caused by stale caches. For Maven, use the command mvn clean install, and for Gradle, write single quote /gradlu clean build. Following these steps systematically should help resolve the could not detect default configuration classes error in your JUnit 5 tests. Remember to check your IDE logs, as they often provide additional details that can point to the root cause.